Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have my good friend and graduate here, Gina from GWA Travel Collective. Gina, how are you today?
I'm really good. I'm excited to be here.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited that you're here. Now, you are a graduate of the Careers on Vacation program, so now you are a certified travel professional. I have all the confetti coming down for you today. Congratulations. How does it feel?
It feels good. I was able to start your program a while ago, and then when I decided I wanted to leave my corporate and go full time, then I was able to kind of like redo the program, which was great because you were adding new things. So yeah, it's been a really great journey.
I love that. Well, and tell everybody, where were you before taking Careers on Vacation and where is your business now?
Yeah, so I learned about careers on vacation in 2023. And I officially, with the help of my coach, I officially opened in June of 2023. And I quickly realized working as a full-time HR director and trying to launch your own travel agency was a lot of work. And my goal was eventually to retire from HR, but it happened a lot sooner than I thought. So I was doing this very part-time when I started Careers on Vacation, and I was only booking probably like a quarter of a million, like 250. And
Mhm.
that's because, my primary job was in corporate. And then once I started taking the program, I just fell in love with it even more. And I was like, you know what, I think I want to expedite this as quickly as possible. So I was fortunate to be able to resign in December of 2023. And then January 2024, I launched full time and I started adding some contractors onto my team as of March of 2024. And then I officially graduated in August of last year. And last year, we almost hit a million in sales at the end of the
Oh, I
year.
love it. That's such good progress, though, for such a short amount of time.
Yeah, so my goal for
Amazing.
myself was to book 500,000. I wanted to kind of have a realistic goal. And I hit that within I think 8 months. And then between adding on more agents and things like that, we were just shy of a million at the end of the
Amazing.
year. And now this year we hit that $1 million sales in 7 months. So
Yay. So
um,
you might even be in our multi-million dollar club this year, but definitely million dollar club within a couple years of graduating. That's amazing.
yeah, yeah. So it's been really exciting. It's been a really fun journey, and I love working with my team and just, expanding the business. And it's been a dream come true, really.
I love that. That's so good. I remember last time we talked, I was like, we need to do an update because you've been doing so much work. And I mean, I always love to ask, like, what's been your biggest win or celebration? You just named like a bunch of them. I imagine putting in that 2 weeks notice to like do but you tell me, what has been your biggest win or celebration since graduating?
Yeah, I've been thinking about what that is. I mean, hitting a million, like from
Yeah.
following everybody in the alumni group, it's just been I've been like dying to hit the million.
Yeah.
And even though technically, my husband, he's very supportive and he's like, well, technically you hit it in January of 2025. And I was like, no, I want to hit it in like 1 year. Like I want to hit
You're
it in
like, I'm
one
gonna do it
calendar year.
rotating calendar or rolling calendar or physical calendar. I love that.
Yeah. So he wanted to get me like a big plaque and everything, which was super cute. But I was like, no, 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 I have to do it all over again. And I want to do it in 1 year. So that honestly, I think was my biggest goal.
Yeah.
And just I've been, like I said, I've just been very jealous, for lack of a better word, of envious of seeing these women in the program hit the million. And I'm like, oh, I need to
Yeah.
be there one day. And here I am, and it's kind of a surreal moment for me.
Yeah. Well, and I love that you bring that up, seeing so many other people in the program hitting the million alongside. And like, doesn't it make a difference being around high achievers that know everything that we learned in the program? You know, the proven systems, all the things, and like knowing there's a path, like it's a different vibe inside the grad group, right?
Yeah, for sure. And like I speak of COV's praises all of the time, especially when I'm on fam trips, and you're meeting
Mhm.
other agents, and people are shocked that I'm so young and I have my own agency. And they're like, like, how did you do it? And I'm like, COV, it's like very perfect. I tell them to write it down and check it out, because uh, yes, it's an investment, but it's like the best investment you could ever make for yourself if like you truly have a passion and a desire to take your business to the next level. Because without it, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I probably would still be working in corporate.
Yeah, and that's when I think about my true measure of success and how I want to serve the world, it's how many people can I get out of the corporate system to like have the lifestyle that I've had, right? And so when someone sends me a message like you did, and you're like, I guess what? I'm doing this full time now. That is my signal that, oh my gosh, we saved another one, like another person that gets to live their life by design and have that freedom. So I'm so happy for you, my friend. That's like
Thank
my,
you.
yes, the million is amazing. We have lots of students and grads hitting those numbers, which is great. And congratulations, there's nothing like hitting your first million, and you are going to be in the $1 million club. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing a celebration. We usually do it in first quarter of next year, so we'll have the alumni celebration. We'll celebrate you then again too. But another thing I wanted to ask about, because I think we never have time to talk about this enough, and like how do you fit, like you went through Careers on Vacation, so you know everything that's in the program, and you also know because you went through way back in, you said 22 or 23 is when you went through it, how much has been added, how much has been updated, how much has been changed. It's not like a stagnant, it's an ever growing kind of thing. So when you think about like what your favorite tools in the toolbox have been over time, especially now that you're at that $1 million and you're doing all of the things and you're growing and evolving, things like the partner portal, booking academy, the goal tracking, which you're tracking your $1 million, which is great. But what do you feel like has been your favorite tool inside Wanderlust's campus that maybe you didn't even know was going to be there as you've gone through this kind of growth journey past graduation?
I honestly think that I benefited the most from two major pieces, and they kind of go hand in hand, which is the social media and the marketing. Um, I grew up in corporate and human resources, so me and the marketing team were always butting heads because I didn't fully understand the marketing side of things. They're left-brained or right-brained or what have you. And so the fact that there was just so much information, and being a millennial, like I thought I knew everything about social media, but you guys put so much great content and you're constantly updating it because it's so hard to keep track of everything, because it's changing so frequently. So I love that you're doing constant updates so that I feel like I'm at least somewhat in the know. It can be extremely overwhelming, the social media aspect of trying to keep up to date, but I really, I feel like benefited the most from marketing because I feel
Mhm.
like when I knew nothing about marketing and how to market myself, and so I take everything that I learned and put it out there in the world, and obviously I think that that has had a huge impact on my success. So when I talk to other people in the program or out of the program, and they're just like, like, well, how are you getting all these referrals? And how are you doing this? And how are you doing that? And to me, I'm just like, it's simple. Like, you just do this, this, and this, because
Just follow
essentially
that
you
proven
have the
system that Cyndi
blueprint.
has inside Wanderlust campus.
Yeah, you guys have the blueprint, and
Yeah.
it does seem like a no-brainer once you like have it laid out in front of you. But um, yeah, I kind of regret in college like not taking a marketing or a business class because I just feel like
Yeah.
the fundamentals of that is so important in any
Yeah.
business. But I never thought that I would have my own travel business when I was in college. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I really benefited a lot from that, I think.
Well, and to your point, you don't know what you don't know. And even if you had taken that marketing class in college, look how much has changed just in you know what I mean? It changes all the time. So having that kind of resource in your back pocket where we're on top of the trends, we're paying attention, we're updating, you can go back to your social media best practices guide or go back to the vault and kind of do those extra things. So I love that. Because we do have so much packed in, it's hard to go through every little aspect, but it's quite a resource once you have all of the things for sure.
Yeah.
Now, Gina, a lot of people taking this course have not been behind the curtain like you have. You've seen behind the scenes, you know, kind of how it works, all the support that you get, all of the proven systems that we outline and help you set up. What for those people that are kind of on the fence or they've been thinking about cruise on vacation, they're not sure if it's right for them, exploring certification. What would you say to those folks who are just kind of on the outside and they haven't had the luxury like you have of knowing everything that's inside?
Um, For sure. I know that like financially, that's probably a big thing for people. I would honestly tell people like open up a new credit card and make the purchase and pay it off as you go because unfortunately, like you have to spend money to make money. And I think, if you are really serious about putting the work in, because I think sometimes I have seen people probably take your program and they essentially think that they're just magically gonna, happen, have success overnight. But you really do have to actually put the work in. But you guys, again, have put the blueprint in front of you, and it's either if you follow this plan, you can have success, no problem. For anyone that's like sitting on the fence, I think, seeing the testimonials from people like myself and other people, there's a lot of people that have hit 1 million in sales in the program that I have been following for the past 2.5 to 3 years. And, if you really have that drive and that passion, the money will come. You'll be able to make the money back and, make that investment and just do it.
Yeah, I love that. And we've been tracking a lot of stats with our friends in the industry, across the industry. We know kind of what the baseline agent makes, and comparing that to what our students are selling and what we've been able to track and prove over the last year is our students are selling 30% higher in 2 months faster. So what that tells me is if you just do the math of like, look at your numbers, right? $1 million in sales, figure out your split on that. What is 30% more take home compared to the difference? And that pays for the class multiple times over. So, and that's one of those things I always like when I'm coaching, I say in fairness, like, do you want to be successful now or do you want to be successful 5 years from now? Because if you spend all of this time just trying to figure all of the things out, I did that for a decade. And that's why when we put this program together, I wanted to put all of the best things in there to get you to the success faster because none
Yeah.
of us have the luxury. Like time is really our biggest commodity, right? Like let's get to selling because that feels different. You get kind of in that momentum built. Like you're at your $1 million in sales. And if we look at it on a rolling calendar, you already had your million and now you're on track to your second million, which is amazing. So you start to feel different about your business. And when you get to turn in that 2 weeks notice, right? To your job
Yeah.
that you didn't love doing and kind of having that transition, right?
Yeah, and that's what I really tell agents that, look to join my agency. I always say like I'm a scrappy boutique agency. I'm not going to have fancy frills and a fancy back office, but what sets me apart is me. And I have invested a lot in my education and I am successful because of these programs. So all of the things that I have learned from Careers on Vacation, I'm able to pass down to my agents and set them up for success. And that's exactly what I tell them. I'm like, I had to learn the hard way when I was in my host agency before I found COV. And I was like, there's got to be a better way. Like, there's got to be a
Uh,
better way to do this. Because sure, you learn from your failures, but like you said, it takes time. And this definitely helps expedite things.
yeah, you don't want to take a decade to get to the success because most people would give up by then. Like, you don't know what you don't know. I
Yeah.
love it. So, Gina, one of the questions we've added recently, is there anything that you would like to say to the Wanderlust campus team?
Oh, that's nice. Um, oh, I don't want to get emotional. I didn't think I was going to get emotional. I guess what I would want to say to the team is that you all are fantastic and it's definitely, you definitely can see how passionate you are in helping people. And for me, I never thought I would be here. Um, and it's just really nice to have a great support system and a community of like minded people. Um, to help, you know, continue my dream, essentially.
I love that. Well, and Gina, listen, we are all celebrating you today is one of the most rewarding things about what we've done in the industry, I think, is just watching people take what we've built and put it into application and have this amazing success that you have proven that is absolutely possible. So kudos to you for doing the work, putting the time in, because we do know it takes work to see those big successes, to be in the $1 million club, the multi-million-dollar club, to be able to leave your job. But you have done that. You have done it, my friend. So we're celebrating you today for sure.
Thank you.
Yes. And for all of you guys watching at home, we'll link everything down below. If you've been thinking about careers on vacation a while, really the first thing to do is just schedule a call with our team. You can go to careersonvacation.com/ready now, fill out a little information about where you are. If you're thinking about getting into the industry, or you're like Gina was, where you're just, I'm not getting to the success and I need something more to kind of scale and to grow and to learn. We will walk through understanding where you are with your business, and if it's a match to work together, we'll talk to you about going through the Careers on Vacation certification program and how to start that journey over there. But Gina, thank you so much for spending time with me today. This has been wonderful to catch up
Thank you
since
for
you
having
graduated
me.
a couple years ago, and I can't wait to celebrate you again when we have our alumni social and give you your $1 million certificate. That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Kudos to you, Gina. All right, everybody. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.